Ever notice someone dragging large black bags through the hospital lobby and wonder who they are? That, my friend, is a medical device rep. Welcome to Device Guys. Your hosts, Brent Lloyd and Jason Doliak, bring 50 years of combined medical sales experience to the table, sharing insights, stories, and a behind-the-scenes look at this fascinating world. Enjoy the conversations.
Well, you put in a pacemaker lasts between 10 and 15 years. So every time the patient comes into the hospital after that, you're probably going to be involved because as pacemaker reps, we know the most about the programmer that we're operating with and that operating system. And so it's a call on you to, hey, come take a look at this guy's device and see what you see. And it happens, you've seen it, we've been on the golf course. My phone never stops.
Oh, Saturday, Sunday, all the time.
Doesn't
You're looking
sleep.
at your fancy iWatch.
The Apple Watch, you got to have it on. Yeah, that's right. I'm receiving serve. I'm like, hold please. I got to take this.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
that's great.
So, but it's got to be kind of gratifying to have all that patient interaction.
It's actually, it's been one of the most rewarding things for me. That's the part of the job that I actually really enjoy, is being able to be a contributor. I mean, the physicians, once they develop trust in you and you know what you're doing, you become an arm of their practice. I mean, we're the ones who are in the field seeing and relaying the information to them. It's like, this is what we're seeing and what do we need to do?
Right.
So we get to be a pretty vital part of that.
That's something about my job. I see the patient draped. I see their toes facing the ceiling. That's it. I never get to see the effect of what the therapy was.
Right.
You know, so I think that's a cool part of your job, but I also think it's a huge time burden for you.
The patient interaction is one of my favorite parts of this because I mean I've gotten to know a lot of these patients very, very well, and because we're in there titrating and adjusting their device to get it tailored exactly for them. So that, I mean, these devices we're looking at maintaining a normal rhythm. We're trying to restore normal physiology as well we can. And so you've got patients that are, in third-degree heart block or sinus node dysfunction. We're able to program these devices to really...
You're really getting esoteric on us here. This is our first episode.
Okay, got it.
Not everyone out there is an electrophysiologist.
Right.
Okay?
So we're helping patients restore normal lives.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bring it home.
That's what we're doing.
Okay, let's talk about, you didn't just interview for this job and get it, right?
No, I did not.
You had to start somewhere.
I did.
What was your first job? How did you get into this? What was your journey like, Jason, to get to this point?
Okay, so 1997, I graduated college in Montana. Came down to Utah to watch my brother's last season of basketball here. And I was a bartender. I bartended at a little sports bar called Lumpy's.
Know it well.
Know it well.
Know it well.
That's where it started. And at that bar, I met electrophysiology. Well, I met some cardiology fellows and some people that were in medical school. So I made some really, really close friends, played golf with them, skied with them, and played cards with them. And seeing as they were going through this, they said, you ought to look into this job.
You didn't even know it was a job.
I didn't even know it was a job.
You didn't even know.
My brother had a teammate that played with him that was with Guidant at the time. And so I did see him. And he was one of the guys who was pivotal in getting me kind of my first look at what this job really was. And so I interviewed for this Guidant job. And they said, no, come on, man. No, you need some medical device experience.
You're a bartender.
You're a bartender. Who do you think you are?
Right.
Who do you think you are? And so at the time, I was like, oh, yeah, good point. So the guy I was bartending with, his dad was a manager for this small post-surgical rehab company based out of Washington. And I interviewed with him, and I got that job.
Post-surgical rehab sounds a lot like snake oil.
I don't want to call it snake oil, and they didn't market it as such, but it was.
What was it like? E-stim?
So it was a muscle stimulator device, and it kind of a tension. It was an interferential unit, is what they would call it. So basically, it was basically interfering with the pain pathways. It was a non-medicative pain management solution.
So that was your entry.
That was my entry. So I did that for 2 years, had some success there, came back, and I interviewed with Guidant again. And at the time, I got passed over for a BYU football.
0 for 2.
0 for 2, yeah, 0 for 2.
College athlete.
He beat me out, and granted, that it says something about his character. And the manager at the time was like, he looks at me, he's like, listen, man, I'm in a position I can't have a bad hire.
Right.
I can't have a bad hire, which I understand. That's fine. I mean, he would be taking a chance on me, but so they passed over me again, and that guy fizzled out in about 12 months. 12 months, maybe 18. I don't remember exactly.
Right. So what I know about that training and that job is it's hard. I don't think I could do it. I feel like I saw really smart people try to do that job and not be able to get past training.
Yeah, it's weird how this job works. You either can think like a pacemaker, you can either translate milliseconds to normal language or not. I'm not a terribly smart guy. I just happen to be able to do it. It worked out for me. So they passed over me the second time, and then 6 months later they called me and said, "Hey, we're going to offer you a job as a clinical. We want you to move to Casper, Wyoming." Casper, Wyoming, yeah.
You know what happened when the wind stops blowing in Casper? All the chickens fall over.
Yeah. The windsocks out there are anchor chains.
No, man, it's so windy.
It's the windiest place I've ever seen. It was the only place in my life that I've ever seen whitecaps in my toilet.